When World War II broke out, America had always switched to M1 Garand and it was in widespread use, besides the US Marines until 1942. I'm using an HP VR today in this video to help demonstrate my points since attempting to buy an actual FG42, STG44 or Core 98. This economy right now is insane. Most of you watching my videos know M1 Garand. It offered 8 bullets in the M-block clip. You could load it very easily as long as you did not give yourself Garand from. You did not need a cop M1 Garand that was shot or so on. It was on a bolt action rifle, semi-automatic. And with scope for it, could be mounted very easily. It mounted off to the side, and it did not interfere with the loading at all. It was basically a textbook excellent semi-automatic. Meanwhile, in Germany, we're still using the Core 98K. The Core 98K offered 5 shots. 5 shots of 8mm muzzle, which is a pretty powerful round, but still. It fed from a triple clip. You had to cycle the bolt every time to put a new round into a chamber, making you go off target, especially if it was a long range engagement. And you could mount a scope onto the Core 98K, but unfortunately since you're mounting the scope onto it, the triple clips basically no longer work. And you need to have loose bullets, and that's adding more time to the reloading process with the Core 98K. The whole reason the triple clips were designed was to basically save people from the time it took to manually load these rifles with one bullet at a time. So, you're probably wondering why didn't they develop a solution? They did, but it wasn't widespread. Rifles like the Guerrilla 41, 43 existed, but they had a lot of problems going on with them. And they were typically given as special force weapons because a lot of German generals considered gas-operated rifles as impractical and that nothing could beat a good bolt-action rifle. And not only that, they also imposed some crazy requirements on the G41 that was force designed. Some of the most ridiculous requirements were, in the event that the auto-loading failed, the rifle needed to have a bolt-action feature. The rifle was also required to not have any moving parts on the surface, and no holes, or basically to be bored into the barrel for the gas system. And the result of all of this, the G41 was, it didn't perform favorably at all on the Eastern Front with all these design requirements. In tests of post-war at Aberdeen Proving Ground, the G41 would just break down being used, right around the mud or water. And I've read some good books on the Aberdeen Proving Ground and the stuff that the soldiers had experienced while testing German weapons, and some of the reports that they have are beyond insane. And I recommend, if you can, that you read a book on it. And also, the G43 didn't perform much better either, so German generals remained wary of any auto-loading rifles, but greenlit some production of them, giving about 400,000 rifles to soldiers. But honestly, these decisions came far too late in the war to actually do anything for Germany's weapons. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't they just adopt the FG42 for widespread use? I actually agree with you here. The FG42 is one of the best automatic weapons that Germany fielded in the Second World War, with the ability to go full auto, semi. It really has some good shots on it. It's probably one of the best out there. And it could have been used quite successfully by more than the Luftwaffe. And the scope that you can mount on it didn't interfere with the loading, because it used a side loading magazine. And you didn't have to reload chamber around every shot. You could take on a guy 200 meters away, or about 800 meters away, and you didn't have to worry about losing a shot, because you have to reload chamber around. Not to mention you had a 20 round magazine that actually had more rounds than any US, UK rifle or Soviet auto-loading rifle. The FG42, besides all that, was too expensive to produce, costing around about $1,700 in modern money, to about $2,000 in modern money to produce. It was also hard to produce since they had machined parts and nothing stamped. It was also designed specifically for paratroopers. I don't know why they did all that, but it's just so dumb. And now you're probably saying, well, that weighs the STG-44. And unfortunately, you're wrong. But STG-44 would be a good concept in this, since the 7.92 43 course is designed for engagements below 800 meters. In fact, because its design was, believe performs best at 300 meters or below. In my honest opinion, I think Germany should have developed a bigger barrel to STG-44, STG-44 chambered in 8mm walls like an FG-42 magazines. I would call it the Grill 44. Essentially a battle rifle type weapon, but it would allow them to have a working auto-loading rifle. I mean, especially if they made it compatible with the STG-44's mount for scopes and special night vision vampire scope. I mean, now it would have been hard to control on full auto, but in semi, it would have been excellent. But in the end, I mean, thankfully for history, a lot of German generals just hated anything that's far too progressive in their time, like auto-loading rifles, assault rifles, and other inventions that could have changed history. And by the time they were actually willing to give it a shot, there were barely any factories left that could produce the freaking guns. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope my video answered your question and gave you some correct clarity. And if you like this video, subscribe, and share with your friends, and have a great day. Thank you for watching again. Bye bye.